Hey everybody, welcome back to my kitchen. Welcome to March and welcome to Marching In with Casseroles. I cannot believe it has been a year since we did our first collaboration with the Marching In with Casseroles, and last year it was such a great success. All of you guys loved the casseroles. We had 5 other channels last year that contributed, and this year we have 11. So I already got my casserole started here, but let me turn that down for a second so I can continue talking to you. This year we have 11 channels, as I said. We have a great combination of channels. Of course, we got Whippoorwill Holler, Miss Lori. She was with us last year, and she's again this year along with Jeni Gough. Prepper Potpourri. A new person this year is the Mennonite Farmhouse. I love her channel. She has some amazing recipes. And coming back again this year is In the Kitchen with Karen, of course, and Freedom Homestead. And I love this one. This is Living the Good Life with Grammie Nene. I love her. She is so adorable. She has some great recipes and she's just sweet as can be. Also this year, we've added Helga's Pennsylvania Kitchen. She has some amazing recipes. You guys got to check out her channel. Threshold Homestead is joining us along with Apron Strings. And this year, we went around the other side of the world, down under. And we have Daz from my Aussie Garden and Kitchen. He is amazing. He's got some great things. And he's not just in the kitchen, he's in the garden too. So you're gonna like that. And of course, you got me and Mama Vera. She's gonna be putting some recipes together for you too. So let me remind you, if you weren't part of last year's collaboration, you have to go to everyone's video. I'm gonna put a link on not only my website, gregs-kitchen.com, leave it right on the front, you can't miss it. And also on my channel here down below, each one of my recipes, I'm going to put a link and to all of theirs. And I'll also be putting a link to all of their, not only their channels, but to each day's video. So I will have a link and you guys can just find it from there. But you do need to go to their channels. You need to subscribe to their channel and like the video. Also put a comment down below. I don't care if you just say, hi, hello, we love this recipe, good to see you again, whatever. That's going to get you entered for our giveaway. What I'll do is on the 31st, I'm going to pick one of the dates that we had one of our videos from the 11 others and myself and Mama Vera. And then I will use the random comment checker or picker, and I will pick one comment, and that person this year is going to win a crock pot, casserole, slow cooker, and fast cooker. This one is electronic. It's wonderful. I think you probably saw my mom do, I think she did one of her casseroles last month with this. But this thing is amazing. You can put your casserole in here, get it all together, put it together in the morning, go to work, come home, and it's ready for you. So one person's going to win this, and I'll send it straight to you from Amazon. So don't forget, go subscribe, like, and make a comment on their video. That way you'll be entered in the drawing. You get this over here. And I'll be using that in one of my videos. So look for that, and I'll show you how easy it is. So I'm going to do an unstuffed cabbage casserole. Cabbage roll casserole. Unstuffed cabbage roll casserole. Got it right that time. So over here I've already got a pound of ground beef that I've browned off, and I've already drained some of the fat. There wasn't a whole lot of fat there. I'm using a whole onion that I'm just dicing. If you don't like a lot of onion, you can use half an onion, but I like a lot of onion in mine. So I'm just gonna dice this onion up. Also, I've got a cup of rice that I've already cooked off. It was 1 cup of dry rice. Cooked it off, drained it, and we'll be using that in this recipe as well. This all chopped up. And to the onions and, onion and the ground beef, I'm going to add in about 4 to 5 cloves of garlic. Actually, I'm going to need this. I better leave this out here. And you're going to want to watch this real careful because garlic can burn. So if you don't like garlic, or you don't like it as much as I do, just put a little less in there. But we're just going to brown this off. Well, we've already browned off the hamburger, and now we're just going to soften up the onions just a little bit. So while that's doing that, let me come over here and I'm going to use 1 can of diced tomatoes, juice and all. 1 can of tomato sauce. Let me get rid of those. I'm also going to put in a tablespoon of Worcestershire sauce. Yeah, Worcestershire sauce. And 3 tablespoons of brown sugar. About 3 tablespoons of vinegar. I'm using apple cider vinegar. And I got a teaspoon of paprika and a half a teaspoon of thyme that I'm going to mix in here. I'm just going to bring this together. This is going to be the sauce that just brings everything together in the casserole. I'm going to put a little salt and pepper in here. Pepper. I'm also going to salt and pepper my meat. I had not salted my meat at all or peppered it, so I'm just going to season that. It's always good to season every layer so you don't bite into something and taste good here and all of a sudden you got kind of a bland area. So get that all mixed together. And this is going to be our sauce. I'm also going to use about 2 tablespoons of tomato paste. I like to mix the tomato paste in with the hamburger and the onions. That's about like 2. That way, sorry about that. That way it can caramelize a little bit and get some of the tomatoiness out. Oops, I just had an onion take a dive. Excuse me. All right, I'm just going to mix this tomato paste in so it can brown, caramelize a little bit with the hamburger. There we go. And then to this, we're also going to, of course, you can't have an unstuffed cabbage roll without cabbage. So I've just got a head of cabbage. Usually it's about a half a head. I'm just going to cut it and then we'll see how much it produces if we need a little bit more. Cut out the center stalk there. There we go. And then we're just going to slice this nice and thin. I took off the 4 outer layers and rinsed this off. I like it 2 1/4 inch and a 1/2 inch on this. We'll just slice this up, kind of like you're making your homemade sauerkraut, about the same thickness. In total, you're going to want about 7 to 8 cups of shredded cabbage. But instead of measuring out the cups, I just start layering it in the dish. If I need more, I'll cut a little bit more. But for the recipe, it says about 7 to 8 cups. So I'm going to put that there. Give this another stir. And now since I've been cooking this, it's got some bits down on the bottom from the hamburger ground shucks actually. So I'm just going to pour just a little bit of water in there to get that off. Use my bourbon glass. I'll just get all that fond right off the bottom. That's flavor, you don't want to lose that. All right, that's pretty well together. I'm going to take my cup of, it's dry cup of rice. Cooked up, it's a little bit more than a cup, of course. You want to make sure it's nice and strained. We're just going to mix this all together carefully. Remember, I got the burner off. I don't want to burn the rice. I can smell that garlic and I can smell the caramelization of that tomato paste. That smells great. There we go. All right. So now let's make some room here and we're going to build our casserole. I've already sprayed the casserole dish. So I'm just going to take the cabbage and shred it along the bottom. I probably am going to need a little bit more. Just want to even layer on the bottom. Break up into the big pieces. And then we're going to use about half of our meat mixture. Get it in here. Actually, you know what? I'm going to get a bigger spoon and make it easier for myself. Just going to layer that right across the top. Throw some on the side. My hands are clean. Y'all just saw me wash them. Sorry about that. Okay. That's about a third of it. Put a little more. And then, let me get rid of the whisk. I'm just going to ladle in some of the tomato sauce. Right over it. And as this cooks, this is all going to meld together. These flavors smell so good together. All right, now let's put another layer of our cabbage. We're using a third, layering a third, and a third, and a third. So I'm going to cut some more cabbage for the very top. And then we're using a half of each one of these. Just make sure you get that all spread out nice and even. I love cabbage. Mom used to make cabbage, fried potatoes, cabbage, and onions. Along with fried pork chops, that was a dinner to die for. I love that combination. So that, and believe it or not, if you've watched some of my videos, you know, I never was a fan of sauerkraut. But then we went and visited our friends up in North Carolina who have a farm way up in the mountains. I think it's Black Mountain in North Carolina. But it is beautiful up there. We went up there in October, and it was the first time we've been in cold weather for a while. And it was like 39 degrees the first morning. I loved it. Get out there feeding the chickens and the ducks. It was just so beautiful. But where I was going with this is my friend Heidi asked if I want to make some homemade sauerkraut. Like, I don't like sauerkraut. Never really have liked sauerkraut. So I said, sure, let's do it. Well, we made it, and then the next morning, she made breakfast, toast with a layer of avocado, fresh sauerkraut, fermented sauerkraut, not canned. This is fermented, so it's very good for you. And a fresh egg on top. Mine was a duck egg, which was so sweet and so good. And I'm still making that since I've been home. It's not as good as hers, but now I'm kind of hooked on sauerkraut. I'm eating that in the mornings. I've done a sauerkraut and potato and brown sugar dish, I think about a month and a half ago. I think you guys all saw that. So I'm getting now, it's like, I tell everybody, when you're young, you don't like something. When you get older, your palate changes and then you start liking it. So that's happened to me with that, because I never thought I would like sauerkraut. Okay, so I'm gonna do a little bit more cabbage here. I'm just going to take off a piece. So I'm using probably about 3/4 of a head of cabbage. If this is enough to cover the top. Actually, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to cut this one in half. That way it's smaller pieces across the top. Now we're going to bake this covered for about 45 minutes to an hour. And then we're going to uncover it and bake it for another, I think 35 to 45 minutes. I'm just going to check my recipe just to make sure. Of course, I'll let you know. And it'll be nice and bubbly and taste delicious. All right, this will be the spread. Now, I do like to, of course, salt and pepper at the top. Get all this out of the way. Clean up my mess. aluminum foil out. Like I said, I'm going to cover this. The oven's already preheated at 350 degrees. And I will bring you back after it's totally done, after I've uncovered it and cooked it an additional amount of time. So I'll see you in just a little bit. Okay, everybody, I am back. I wanted to show you, everybody always said, what do you do with the rest of your tomato paste? I put the rest of my remaining tomato paste in a Ziploc bag, and then just take something flat. Be careful, don't touch the sharp side. We're going to use the dull side. And then I just divide this in 3 pieces, turn it around, and then throw that in the freezer. Oh, casserole's done. Just throw this in the freezer, and then you can break off however much you want to use. So there's just a little tip for you. Okay, let's get the casserole out. It cooked for 45 minutes, covered, and then I took the foil off and cooked it for another 15 minutes. Get my hot pads. Whew. Hot. Let's see again. There we go. Turn everything off. So then I'm just going to take a little dried parsley, and you know how I am, I like to decorate. Because you see, eat with your eyes first. Get a little parsley on there. And this is our unstuffed cabbage roll casserole. I'm going to get a spoon here. It's all nice and bubbly around the sides. The rice is up in here. I'm not afraid to taste it because it is bubbling. But I know you guys want me to taste it for you. Oops. Go on a little bit. That piece was good. Wow. That does taste like a cabbage roll. Nice. All just undone. I got some of the rice, some of the beef. I like these bits of tomato. You don't have to put the diced tomato in if you don't want the tomato. You can just use another can of tomato sauce. Definitely, this is a keeper. So give this a try. I did go, when I uncovered it, I messed up. That's how we learn. I put all the sauce on 2 layers. It should have been 3 layers so to cover the cabbage. I didn't want the cabbage to burn, so I just mixed up a little bit more tomato sauce with salt and pepper and garlic powder and put over the top, just so the garlic, or just so the cabbage wouldn't burn. I do want it a little bit crispy because I like the texture of that. So give this one a try. I'm going to put all the ingredients and instructions down below for those of you who are new. I put all the recipe down below. I also put a link to my website, gregs-kitchen.com. You can go there, you can print it out, have a copy of it if you want. I'm also going to put all of our channels down below this recipe, and all of them in March. I will also have a playlist listed here, and as everyone puts out their videos, I will add it to the playlist. So just keep going back and checking that playlist every so often. I will try to keep it updated. As soon as they put out their video, I will add it to the playlist. So don't forget, we got 11 people. We got, here we go, let's see. Whippoorwill Holler, Jeni Gough, In the Kitchen with Karen, the Mennonite Farmhouse, Potpourri, Freedom Homestead, did I already say Freedom Homestead? Living the Good Life with my friend Granny Nene. Helga's Pennsylvania Kitchen, Threshold Homestead, Apron Strings, and our newest from down under, Daz at my Aussie Garden and Kitchen. Is it Aussie? 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 Australia, Aussie. So it's my Aussie Garden Kitchen. Don't forget that we are going to give away on the 31st. Not this one, this one's mine, but I'll be sending one directly to you from Amazon. And all you have to do is go in and make sure everything's off. Make sure you go to everyone's videos, click like and subscribe, and you have to put a comment, because at the end of the month I'm going to pick a date for one of the videos, and then I'm going to use the random comment picker and pick a comment from that video, and that's the person that's going to win this. And at that time I'll get with you personally and get your address and everything and get it sent off to you. So I hope you guys are going to enjoy this month. I can't wait to see some of these awesome casseroles. Mom's already told me a couple she's doing, and a couple of the other ladies have told me what they're doing. So stay tuned. You guys are going to want to get your pencil and paper out or start printing these things off. Again, welcome to Marching In with Casseroles. Thank you for joining me in my kitchen. It is a blessing to have you invite me into your home every day. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe and get a comment down here because this could be the video that we pick. And I'll talk to you again soon. Take care. Bye-bye.